So all of them, when we say that doing more of something makes you addicted, what we're saying is if you do something repetitively, you'll become addicted to it. But if you look at my definition of addiction, that makes no sense whatsoever. I mean, people who are in well-adjusted lives will have sex regularly, and they'll be in loving relationships, perhaps, for a long time. Does that make them more likely to become addicted to sex and love? You might say the opposite. My book, Love and Addiction, the Nobel Prize thing, remember? It contrasts love and addiction. And love is an experience where you're expanded in your... Addiction contracts you, makes you less capable of dealing with life. A loving relationship is one that expands your capacity to deal with people. And, you know, okay, he didn't get the right answer right here, but God bless him, he's in a long-term relationship. He and the other parents there, we're concerned about, he has 4 kids. So, you know, they're all different. You've got different concerns about all of them. He's engaged with his kids. He's engaged with his wife. He's been together a long time. But he's concerned about the people he works with and for. He's concerned about helping those people. And yet here he was out at night with a bunch of guys having some beers, spending the whole night having a talk with them. So and I asked him about his relationship with his wife. What can I tell you? I'm a busybody. And he said she's very supportive of him. You know, some wives would say, you're going to go out with a bunch of men, talk about addiction? Give me a break. But that wasn't the case. He's in a relationship that expands his capacity to deal with other human beings and to do his work. So no matter how he's been with his wife for X years, that's not addictive, do you see? All right, I'm going to come to the close with my last myth. I did have one disagreement with him. Do you know how I keep asking you the same question? You kept giving the same wrong answer? Because you can't rewire, you can't escape that addiction to a bad idea. Well, he has an idea, and he learned it from my good friend Shane. If you drink more, you have more problems. So during the ride home, I had a dinner with him and I had a ride with him. He kept saying, well, drinking is going up, and we're having, you know, people are blah, 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 blah. And then he dropped in, well, alcohol consumption in Ireland has been going down since 2010. So I had to interrupt him. I said, you keep saying drinking is going down, is increasing, but you told me it's going down. What's the mistake in his mind? Can we help think through the mistake in his mind? Can we help this poor man do an intervention? Shane's too old. We won't be able to help him. What's the connection he's making? The wrong connection he's making. Lady there. What's the wrong connection he's making? You. You can help her, your friend, help her. What's the connection he's making in his mind that he can't escape? He can't escape it. The guy with the beard, you must be smart. What's the connection he can't escape making? What's that?
He's thinking consumption and addiction are the same thing.
Right. Colin was the other guy at dinner. He thinks that consumption and addiction are the same thing. He believes that the drug causes addiction. If you consume more, you're going to become you're more likely to become addicted. That's true, isn't it? Everybody believes that. I'm almost done. You can go to the bathroom and he won't holler at you. The people who came up with the policy that Shane described, the public health policy for alcohol, they all come from a certain region of the world. Would you know what region that is? They're all like-minded. What religion are they all? I hate to get in religion in Ireland. They're all the same religion. What religion are they all? You know what religion they all are, Shane? They're all Protestant. Shane, he has the information. They're all Northern European and English-speaking countries that think that if you drink too much, it's bad for you. They did an international comparison of European countries, and they compared level of consumption of alcohol with problems. I know you might want to leave the room. There's a negative correlation. Countries that consume more alcohol have fewer problems. How is that possible? How can that be? How can that be, Miss? They're more laid back? Well, we're getting in the ballpark. Well, I mean, the obvious answer for why alcohol consumption is going down and problems are going up is that people are consuming alcohol poorly, in a bad manner. Do you know what that's like? You know, everybody knows what that's like. We had dinner. Everybody at that table drank. We had beer, we had whiskey. Thanks for the suggestion, Shane. And we had wine. Nobody got drunk, nobody misbehaved, everybody was cheerful, everybody interacted in a positive manner. Nobody stumbled home or got in an accident. But a fair amount of alcohol was consumed. Wouldn't you say, Shane, a fair amount of alcohol was consumed? How come no problem, Shane? Well, you got to think about the meaning of things. Am I picking on Shane? He keeps telling me when he invited me to speak at Trinity about this damn email a lady sent him from Hazleton saying, "You're inviting Stanton Peele to speak? You're an idiot." And Shane wrote a really long email back to her saying, "I'm not an idiot. We let people speak here. He didn't defend me for 1 second, and he's still bringing it up to me 20 years later." How do we know the people in Northern Europe, the people who determine our alcohol policy, they measured something called alcohol-related deaths. Get back to death a lot, don't we? In the Northern European countries, there are 18 deaths per 100,000 per man per year, alcohol-related. In Southern Europe, that's France, Italy, Spain, Portugal, Greece, Cyprus, there are 3. With women, it's 3 versus, do you see that? There's 6-fold as many deaths in Northern European countries from alcohol as Southern countries, even though they drink more alcohol in the South. How's that possible? Miss, what do you think's going on? Have you ever been to Italy, Miss? You. Second row, Miss. Yes. Have you ever been to Italy? Have you been to Italy? My name's Stanton Peele. I hope you'll forgive this intrusion.
Me, oh sorry, yes.
Have you ever been to Italy?
Yes.
Have you ever noticed anything about their consumption of alcohol? Did it strike you? Don't they drink an awful lot of wine at every meal? Don't they just bring out wine when you eat? Don't they say, well, this is just normal? You've been to Italy and you've noticed that? Strikes you. So Northern Europe has decided they've got to improve the lives of people in Southern Europe, so they're inducing them to raise their drinking age. By the way, these things have consequences. They measure 15 to 16-year-old drunks. Irish, 47%, Italian, 27%, past month, 25% Irish, Twice as many in Ireland as Italy. They're not getting a good start. This is too long to read. They drink differently in Mediterranean countries. It's an essential accompaniment of a good time at social and family gatherings where everybody knows how to behave. You don't have to tell people, don't misbehave. You're there with your grandmother, for God's sake. And they did, a friend of mine named Franca Beccaria did a study. They asked Finnish youth, when did they first drink? And like Irish youths, they all had the answer. Around 15 or 16, and they went out and got drunk. What does an Italian kid, adult, say when you ask them, when did you first drink? What do they say? But they don't know when they first drank. Because, you're not keeping track when you're 5 or 6.